Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your January 2023 tarot card and astrology readings. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for being here. For those of you who are new, my name is Jane. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you for joining with me on this wonderful new journey this year. So as always, these monthly readings are separated into two segments. So the first segment is the tarot card reading, which is much more intuitive. And the second portion is the astrology section. Now, please feel free to watch these for your sun, moon, or rising sign. However, I do recommend your rising sign for the astrology portion, just so you can get a more accurate viewpoint on what your transits are actually going to be. And don't forget that if you are a member on my website, janeinternational.com, that you'll be able to log on and access the comprehensive readings as always. And if you're not a member and would like to join, you are more than welcome to do that as well. Or you're also free to just do a one-time single purchase of the comprehensive reading, just like we've always done. So let's go ahead and get into these readings for the month. Thank you again. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in just a sec. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your January 2023 tarot card reading. So let's go ahead and clearly we're going to start off with one of these intuitive cards here, just to open up the channel, get the reading going. So immediately I'm seeing a fishing line, okay? So you seem to be fishing for something, for answers, for closure, for direction, whatever the case may be. But something is coming straight for you. So it's not anything you have to really go looking for. It's going to smack you in the face, okay? There's a lot of light. I'm definitely seeing a sun up here in the corner. There's a lot of light and illumination here for you. So it's just going to be a matter of time before you know exactly which direction to go, or, you know, again, whatever it is you're looking for, you're going to have the answer. And it's going to be clear. And it's probably not going to come from someone doing something that you would like them to do. This is going to just come from you changing your mind, changing your heart, changing your approach, whatever the case is. It will be more internal. But I know that Pisces, well, you know that, right? You know that a lot of change comes from within. But sometimes it's like, well, I know change comes from within, but what exactly does need to change? So you're going to have that clarity coming for you throughout January, which is a really great way to start the reading. Let's take a look here at what the universe really needs from you. This is going to be a major arcana card. What does the universe need from you? Strength. Because it's going to be hard, right? Because once you have that illumination, once you know what needs to be done of you, it's going to be hard to do. Now, probably it's more mindset difficulty. Your body can follow suit. Your body can take orders, whatever you need your body to do. But it's all about mindset. It's all about confidence and feeling worthy and feeling ready to take some kind of a big leap or a big chance on something. Chances are this is getting you out of a situation that you're not happy being in, a financial situation, a relationship, you know, whatever the case may be, a job, whatever kind of place, and I'll use that very openly, this place that you don't want to be in, this is what you're getting out of. But it is going to require determination and perseverance and persistence and discipline. I think with Capricorn season being activated throughout the beginning, well, the first several weeks of January up until the 21st when Aquarius is activated. So between January 1st and the 21st, it really is all about discipline. It's about saying the things that you said you were going to do and keeping the promises that you made to yourself. So in the environment, who are we dealing with here? Okay, we have a Page of Wands. Now, to me, this kind of feels like an usher, you know, like when you're at a concert or at the theater and these ushers, sometimes they have their little flashlight and they'll like guide you to your seat or to your aisle or tell you to go to the next usher, whatever the case is. There is an element of being guided here, although this Page of Wands definitely does not have the answer. They're just here. The universe, I guess we could say, is using them. Okay, the universe is using them to help usher you towards something that makes sense for you and what it is that you say you want in your life. It's probable that this person is going to say something that gets you to think differently, to illuminate a situation. Or they may be doing something that you are observing, right? You observe them doing something, and that in turn inspires you to make these changes. I don't know how involved this Page of Wands is going to be with anything. This may not even be someone that you actually know. It could just be someone that crosses paths with you or you see online or something like that. But there's something useful there for sure. And that's going to be probably the turning point. Don't underestimate this person's role, okay? It may not be someone who's a major player or a main character in your life, but they are certainly a main character in your story right now. Temperance. King of Swords and Ace of Coins reversed. Okay, so Temperance I'm really liking, because even though you may be experiencing some peaks and valleys in your life, emotionally, right? Things can definitely be up and down and up and down. Temperance says, I don't really care how up and down things are. In fact, actually, sometimes it's easier to find that temperance when the peaks and valleys are extreme, because you kind of go numb a little bit. You're like, okay, at this point, I would, wouldn't be surprised by anything. And you kind of reach that place of neutrality. Everything with moderation. I don't know that Pisces should, the word that's coming to my mind is obsess. If you're obsessively fishing and you're focused on trying to find something, chances are you're going to miss the very thing that is guiding you to where you need to be. It's like you're just going to walk right past the usher and you're going to have to try to find your seat on your own. Not saying you can't find it. It's just going to be a lot harder. It's going to take more time and more energy. This is the universe trying to make your life easier. So the more moderate you can be and the more relaxed and of course surrendered, yes, but there is also an element of discipline with temperance as well, especially with the King of Swords right next to it. Waking up in the morning and doing the things you said you were going to do, checking off those task items. I know that Pisces, with that Virgo opposition, I know you enjoy structure in your life to some degree. I know you enjoy having some degree of predictability. So you like to wake up in the morning and say, all right, this is what I'm going to do. And you already know because you thought about it the night before. So pre-planning this month is going to be really, really advantageous for Pisces. Okay. Pre-planning, because that King of Swords, he doesn't really want to think about stuff, even though he is a more cerebral energy, being an air sign. He is the sign of Aquarius. He is a little bit more cerebral, but he doesn't like to sit and think about mundane things. He's much more of a big-minded thinker. So when it comes to small and mundane aspects of life, if you can structure that and get that in a predictable order, then the King of Swords has room to think about the big picture, because he's not so worried about waking up and then, okay, what am I going to do today? Okay, what about this? And oh, I forgot about that. And oh my gosh, I forgot to write this down. And he doesn't like to be in that vibe. He likes stability. He does represent the fixed sign of Aquarius, like I said. So fixed energy likes the stability and the predictability a lot. And I look at that Ace of Coins and I see, for some reason, it's like you don't recognize it. And it seems to be coming straight from the Page of Wands. You don't recognize the gift when it comes to you, or you won't recognize it if you're not really listening or available emotionally to what's going on around you. If you are so enraptured in the drama of your own life, these opportunities are just going to pass you by. That's why temperance is here. It's like cool down, breathe, right? Open your mind. For some reason, that Ace of Coins is sitting really weird with me. Let me pull out the next 3 cards and see what else comes out for Pisces. Pisces, what else comes out for you for January? Page of Swords reversed. Okay. Well, before I get back to this, I'll pull it back to this in just a minute, but I want to talk about the 9 of Wands. You seem to be in search of quote unquote abundance. I'm going to keep it very generic, okay? Abundance, more love, more money, ... fill in the blank. And yet you don't realize that you're entirely closed off. So a lot of this fishing energy, going out there, seeing what's there, even if you found it, I don't know that you would really receive it. And I think that's what this Ace of Coins is also saying. The very thing that you are seeking, you seem to be shut down about it. This could be trauma-based, and it may be a trauma that you didn't realize was still active. You know, a lot of people have been doing a lot of healing work lately. Sometimes it's a surprise to realize, oh, there's still something in there. Like, it's not done yet, or this is still affecting me. I'm not over it. I'm not fully healed from it. I thought I had left it way back. I thought I had offered forgiveness. I thought I had offered compassion. And yet still to this day, it's still inside of me. And in a way, it's controlling my life. And I'm out here looking for all the answers and looking for, you know, the right person or the right opportunity or whatever. But if it showed up on my lap, I still wouldn't see it. That's why the universe right now is like trying to usher you, because it knows that if it were to just give you everything, it honestly would just fall on deaf ears and blind eyes. That's why temperance is so important. And I also, again, that's why you need to have a little bit more predictability in your life, because if you're waking up disorderly and not clear of what the heck is going on today, you're for sure going to miss it. Honestly, the biggest recommendation I can have is like, think about the next year and break it down, okay? What do I want to accomplish in a year? And if in order to get me there, what will it take for me to accomplish that or what do I need to have done in the next 6 months? What do I need to have done in the next 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week? And then what do I need to do this week? And break it down like in a really detailed, descriptive way. Because if you can wake up in the morning and have everything laid out, you'll be much more open to receive. And I see this King of Swords being more open to receive because he's not all muddled down in the mess of the mundane daily life. It's like you know in your heart that this is accessible to you, but for some reason it's like you can't find the key. Like, how do I get more money? Like, I know that my self-concept has a lot to do with it. I know that my job may have something to do with it. I know that maybe there's a person in my life that may have something to do with it in terms of why I can't or why I haven't been able to right now. But like, really, like, why isn't this really coming to fruition for me? And maybe there is a little bit of frustration for Pisces this month. You know, Capricorn season can definitely do that. It's Saturn ruled, Capricorn and Aquarius both. So January through February, we are going to start to feel that Saturnine restrictedness, but it's going to be useful because at least we're asking ourselves the tough questions. the questions that maybe we never really wanted the answer to. Maybe there is a lot of accountability. This is why you have to be strong this month. That's why strength came out. Because you're going to have some pretty tough conversations with yourself about how you are contributing to something that you don't like. In spite of all the healing and in spite of how aware and how conscious you are. Now, I'm not here to like berate you and shake my finger at you. That's not the point of this reading. Please don't think that. I actually think this is a monumental moment for Pisces, because remember, you're going to have Saturn in your sign until 2026. Okay, it'll come in and out between 25 and 26, but at least for the next 2 years, solid, 23 and 24, solid, you've got to deal with Saturn, and structure and discipline and focus and hard work is absolutely a big part of that. So this seems to be a little bit preemptive, preparing for Saturn. And if you've got your plan and your vision, the way a King of Swords always has this big vision, if you have this big vision, it's a lot easier to go with the flow, because you know that going with the flow, or you know that at least you're getting to where you need to be. Okay, well, these came out upright. So we'll take these, and then this one came out as well. So we have the Tower reversed, the Nine of Cups reversed, the Five of Swords. Move my microphone back a little bit. And we have Seven of Wands reversed. I do think some of you are dealing with people, like people at work, certain relationships that you have, romantic, family, platonic friendships. It's super critical in Capricorn season, 11th house activation, that you think about those with whom you spend the most time. I'm feeling an element of control for some reason. I'm not quite sure with that Five of Swords. Like, not a good kind of control, like a dominance. Does someone not want you to be free? You know, I've been having a hard time with the Pisces energy lately. Just, I think simply, I don't know if I'm picking it up from like one person or if it's many of you, but there's some heavy stuff going on for Pisces that I don't normally see. And maybe this is Mars in the 4th house as well, like Saturn prep and Mars in the 4th house. Mars retrograde in the 4th, having to go really, really deep into our roots. And Mars is a freaking warrior, and he will not quit until that mission is complete. And the mission here is eliminating anything from our past, anything from whence we came that is getting in our way. And I look at this tower and I'm like, all right, Pisces, like, you can expect something pretty substantial to come crashing down. And it could be your own reality. It could be your, like, the way that you think is best turns out to be one of the worst ways to do something. You know, like if you're trying to grow a business, it's like the way that you think you're supposed to do it actually is probably the very thing that's getting in the way of actual growth. Or the thing that you think you don't want to do, or the thing you don't think you should do, or you're not interested in doing is actually the very thing that you're supposed to do. That's what I mean. That's why this is so soft, this environmental card. It's so soft because it knows that if it's like, hey, Pisces, do this thing, or go here, or talk to this person, or put yourself in this place, you would immediately reject it because it goes against the story that you're telling yourself. But in actuality, like if you were to just accept it and take the risk and go for it and be like, all right, I'm going to do this thing that I think is really stupid. I'm going to do this thing that I know for a fact is not going to work. You would be like insanely surprised at how well it works, at how well it gets you there, how fast it gets you there. And you'll realize that you were holding yourself up the whole time. I do think the answer is the answer that you really don't want. It's just a matter of, are you brave enough? Are you brave enough? Because this fishing expedition is starting to feel, now that I'm finishing up this reading, it's honestly starting to feel like self-sabotage a little bit. I'm fishing, I'm looking for the right thing, but this arrow comes in, it's like, here's the thing, and you're like, no, I'm going to keep fishing. So for those Pisces who are really ready to up-level their lives in any and all areas, the hard thing is the thing. The thing that you immediately reject. When someone comes to you and says, hey, here's some advice, it really worked for me, and you're like, no, that doesn't sound like me. That doesn't sound like something I want to do. That's not how I want to do it. That's not how I see it going. All right, fine. This Page of Wands is not going to force you to do something, all right? They're just here to usher you. That's it. And if you don't want to take the instruction, fine. They'll leave you alone. They're not trying to, pin you down and get you to, they're not trying to force you. They don't care that much. No one's going to care about this as much as you do. No one's going to care. You have to do all the caring for yourself. Okay? Okay. I'm just trying to think if there's anything. I'm not super crazy about that Five of Swords with that Seven of Wands reversed, because it just seems really counterproductive. I don't like that this is the only upright card in this whole row. I don't mind a tower. Towers I like, but when it's reversed, sometimes we get lost in the drama of the tower rather than going up to a high-level perspective, which is really what this King of Swords is all about, coming up to this high-level perspective and seeing the tower as the good that it truly is. When a tower moment needs to happen, if we can have a better perspective, it's not going to feel that big a deal. But if we get lost in it and we get lost in the drama, it can feel like the worst thing in the world. How you use your mind right now, Pisces, is so insanely important. I mean, that's true for everybody all the time anyway, but especially for you right now, okay? Let's pull out the clarifiers. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, okay, oops, hold on, I just dropped a card. The cards I'm about to pull out are the cards we will cover in the comprehensive reading. Now, the instructions on how to access the comprehensive reading will be found in the description box and the comment thread down below. There are a whole bunch of different options there, so be sure that you read everything thoroughly to make sure you select the right one, okay? All right, Pisces, let's clarify this strength card. What more does the universe need from you? I'm also going to say humility with that strength. Okay, I didn't want to mess up all the cards. Humility with that strength card. Arrogance is not going to serve you well. Trust and faith, peace of mind, and an adventurous spirit. Beautiful. Okay, now let's take a look here at the environment. What else is happening environmentally for Pisces? See, this is what I was trying to avoid. Hold on. Sorry, this is going to bug me. Okay. It's not perfect. I know all the OCD people are like, ugh. Okay, Four of Wands, Seven of Cups, and Judgment. Okay. So now we're going to plot the clarifiers for, well, we got 10 cards for you guys this month, so we'll take 10. So we have Temperance, Ace of Cups reversed, Six of Coins reversed, King of Cups, Eight of Wands. Ooh, another King of Swords. Really liking the King of Swords for you guys. Justice reversed. Hanged Man. Ten of Wands. And Death. Six of Cups reversed. Nine of Swords reversed. Ooh, 10. What's going on with all the reversals? I'm like, no, I did not pick up the deck upside down. Okay, so we have the 10 of Cups reversed. Just feels like a lot more than normal. Two of Swords. 10 of Swords. And Knight of Coins. Three of Coins. Ace of Wands and another Nine of Cups reversed. For the Tower, Three of Cups and Seven of Wands, another Seven of Wands. And the Devil. Eight of Coins reversed. Knight of Swords, Seven of Coins, Empress upright, Five of Swords, Five of Swords on top of Five of Swords, okay, and then the Four of Coins, Two of Wands reversed, Three of Swords reversed, and the Hermit. Okay. All right, Pisces, I think this is going to be an interesting comprehensive. I think there's a lot of layers here. So if you want to join, again, all that information will be in the description box and the comment thread down below. Thank you all so much. You guys know how much I love and adore you. Have an amazing January. Happy New Year, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your astrology reading for January 2023. So let's go ahead here and get started with the fact that Jupiter is in your second house right now, and it will be for the next several months. But this is very exciting for Pisces because I do feel financially Pisces is going to experience an uptick. I don't know that through 2022 you necessarily saw the benefit of Jupiter being in your second house because it was kind of slowing down and it was preparing to retrograde, right? It was in pre-shadow. And that's not always the easiest place for a planet to be. Pre-shadow is always a little bit iffy. Now, Jupiter is still in shadow right now, but at least it's starting to move faster, okay? It's not slowing down right now. It is speeding up. And as it makes its way through Aries, there's going to be a boost in self-confidence. There's going to be a boost in your sense of self-image. You're more likely to probably just feel that sense of self-value. If you are someone who struggles with that, I know not everyone does, but if you do struggle with that, this may be just the boost that you need to kind of get you to do something, right? To get you to ask for what you truly feel that you need financially from someone else, right? You're charging more now all of a sudden, or you're starting to put yourself out there or share your skills and your talents with other people in such a way that it can enhance your life financially. And feeling confident and feeling worthy to actually do that. Not everyone always feels worthy to do that. So this is going to be a great start to the new year, especially as throughout the course of January, we have Mars moving direct on the 12th. we have Mercury moving direct on the 18th, and then we have Uranus moving direct on the 22nd. So you can kind of see, you know, throughout that middle chunk of January, all these planets kind of changing direction. And then by the end of January, everything is moving direct, which means we don't have a lot of blockage. We don't have a lot of reason to feel like things are going to get challenging. All right. This is a time to absolutely take advantage of, by the way. Okay. We have to take advantage of it because it's actually not that common to have all the planets go direct all at the same time. You know, happens about once a year if we're lucky, right? Happens about once a year. And it's only lasts for a short period of time because it's only a matter of time before Mercury goes retrograde in Taurus. Okay, it's only a matter of time. And I do think that Pisces is one of the more, like I would say Pisces and Aries, because of the Jupiter placement, is just has a little bit more of an advantage than most. All right, in terms of like material gain. Now, the fact that Mercury is retrograde in your 11th house does tell me, right? Capricorn season, 11th house, we've got the sun in here, we've got Mercury in here. Now, Venus is going to be moving into your 12th house like on the 2nd. So right away, she's moving into that 12th house. But the 11th house activation is really asking you to reevaluate your friend groups, reevaluate the associations that you have, the people with whom you spend time with, and any affiliations that you have, whether it's like an industry connection or just like a social thing, or if it's like a political thing or a religious thing, whatever the case may be. Now, I'm not suggesting that Pisces is going to throw everything out the window, but there does need to be some kind of a reevaluation. So if you are spending time with people that don't truly suit you, this is probably going to be the time, right? Mars and Gemini down here, where you're like, okay, something really needs to change a lot. Now, if we look at this from a diurnal perspective, now what I mean by that is we have to take a kind of a quick glance at the diurnal direction. Now, diurnal means as we look up during the day in the sky, right, everything goes kind of from east to west. So throughout the day, the planets move a little bit in this direction, but it's so minuscule day by day. But throughout the course of the day, right, we have the sun rising over here. It moves in this direction. This is the midheaven, and then the sun sets over here. So clockwise is the direction of the diurnal rotation. Now, why am I saying this? The reason I'm saying this is because the 11th house is actually very supportive of the 10th house if we look at it from this perspective. And for Pisces, your affiliations are being revised right now specifically to help your career. That's what the 11th house really does. 11th house is great, and yes, like regular social friends is important. But like this kind of reminds me of like when you're in college and you're a member of like a fraternity or a sorority, and then you all go on and have your own separate careers, but then you're always still in that network. So you're always working together and hiring each other. Like let's say one person goes off and becomes an attorney, and then one person goes off to become like some kind of a, I don't know, they work at some NGO or something. Well, maybe at some point in the future, the person working at this NGO needs an attorney, and who are they going to hire? They're going to hire the people that they know from their kind of college fraternity network type of thing. So the networks that are established within the 11th house are very important for your overall career growth. So don't sleep on that. That's important, all right? And I think with Jupiter here, because you have a lot of financial possibility, it's even that much more important, right? Because as Jupiter comes through here, it's just going to get more and more and more and more likely that something great can happen. I'm not guaranteeing that it will, but it becomes more likely because Jupiter has a strong gravity to it, all right? Especially in Aries season when the sun is in here as well. So between now and Aries season, don't sleep on your network and don't sleep on your finances is all I'm saying, okay? Because there could be some really incredible stuff that pops off within the next few months if you position yourself properly, okay? So Venus is going to be entering into the 12th house on January 2nd. So right out of the gate, she comes into the 12th house. Eventually, the sun will come into the 12th house as well. Now, the 12th house is a little bit isolated from everything. And it may actually be a good time, right? February might be a really good time for Pisces to just kind of be in their imaginative space. If you can be a little bit more social in the first part of January and then kind of take a breather throughout February, that would be great. That would be utilizing the astrology the way it needs to be utilized, all right? Because the 12th house does like to go inside. It likes to sleep a little bit more. It's in the northern hemisphere anyway, it's usually very cold outside. In the southern hemisphere, it might be very hot outside. So either way, you're kind of dealing in the weather extremes, and you're probably going to want to pull in a little bit and kind of be indoors, or at least on your own. And I don't know how energized you will be for social activity. A lot of this too is also preparing you for the Saturn coming into Pisces transits, which is happening in March. And that is going to help you to establish really almost like a whole new life. Now, I'm not saying all of you are going to be going and getting entirely new careers and relationships, but any area of your life that is dissatisfactory to you, some of you may be dealing with multiple areas of your life that are dissatisfactory to you. Saturn is going to be like, all right, we got to really get this all tightened up. We got to figure this out. We got to establish a whole new structure in which to operate for the sake of our overall success. He's going to set you up for success over the next few years. And right now we're in this little window of time for Pisces to kind of mentally and emotionally prepare for that transition. Okay. Uranus goes direct on the 22nd. I've been loving this third house energy for you guys with the North Node and Uranus here. The reason why I love it is simply because it's so creative. And there's a lot of movement here. There's a lot of networking and connection, which of course is highly positive for the 11th house activity with Capricorn season as well. And it's just this component here of like, the only word that's coming to my mind is just movement. There's a lot of bravery. There's a lot of courage that comes through here as well. And so taking courageous action or making courageous moves, I'm almost kind of envisioning playing chess and putting yourself in a risky position kind of for the sake of a big win. That kind of thing, right? It's kind of how I see Pisces right now, positioning themselves, taking a little bit of a risk for the sake of a giant reward. And I don't see any reason why that reward with Jupiter in the second house wouldn't show up for you. Okay, we have Mars in the fourth house as well, continuing to focus on your healing, especially focusing on your private world, focusing on that which happens behind closed doors. And, you know, I do think that Pisces has been a little bit more private lately with this transit. Haven't really been wanting to communicate as much, or maybe haven't been able to. Maybe the people with whom you wanted to communicate with, they just simply weren't available, or you've been trying to move on from them, or whatever the case may be. And maybe you have been in your own personal world of processing. So I do think that as Mars goes direct, there will be a little bit more communication coming from Pisces to other people. Now, if you are contemplating moving, I actually really do like Mars in the fourth house for a physical location move or change, which might be really great, preparing you for Saturn coming into Pisces. Just make sure that you are not putting yourself in financial stress or strain, right? Please plan on, if something happens, can I still afford it? Okay, make sure that you're not like going so far beyond what's accessible to you, right? Make sure you're not going so far beyond that if something were to crash down, like the global economy, that you would still be okay. Okay? I think January is going to be a real turnaround month. It may not be a perfect month. No month ever is, but it's a good turnaround month where things start to really turn around and you start to really embrace this new you that maybe as Jupiter has been coming through Pisces, this new you quality has been something that I think everyone has been feeling. Like there's just something in the air. We're just becoming different people. We're releasing the past. And now Jupiter in the second, you get to really embrace that and reap the rewards of that. Okay? All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave you with that. Have an amazing January. You guys know I love and adore you. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.